And then the guy who's broke, busted and disgusted, I'm not gonna ask them to forgive me because it was good for them. And here's the thing, most people aren't. That's why mentorship is important. You started off your journey in high ticket sales where you actually invested into a program, cost you around 5K to get started. Why doesn't somebody just do it by themselves? No investment, just learn it by themselves. What's the differentiation between you doing it alone and you actually investing into a program, mentorship, coaching? What's the difference?
I mean, to be honest, first of all, the Prophet ﷺ had a mentor, which is Jibreel. So even the Prophet ﷺ didn't try to learn everything by himself. He had a mentor to teach him. So going back to this, yes, you probably could figure out on your own. You could get some books. You can go YouTube. There's a lot of free YouTube videos out there that you can watch, and you probably would be able to figure it out. But for the average person, it was going to take you so long, spend a lot of money, and probably never get there because of the industry and where you're currently at.
My personal opinion on that, to be honest, sales is very practical. Like, you need to be on the field, you know? You don't sell in a classroom with like papers and sheets. You actually sell through contacting clients, prospecting, cold calling, knocking on doors, selling cars, face-to-face, events, network. Like, it's such a practical skill. You genuinely have to do it more and more for you to get better. You have to be persistent in like the practical work. Because if you do it once a week and I do it 5 times a week, I'm sharper than you.
100%.
I'm more confident than you. I can answer questions better than you. I can ask skilled questions. I can listen to certain parts of a pitch where you probably won't even catch on to them. So my personal opinion on how somebody can actually get better at sales is you need to be very practical. And here's the thing, most people aren't. That's why mentorship is important, because you can fall off very fast. You can have a great couple of days where you're motivated and then you get some rejection, boom, boom, boom. You're sitting in bed and you're like, you know what? I'm not feeling it today. That's the reality of what really happens, right?
Yeah.
So mentorship is where you're set targets, you're set accountability. There's a calendar that you're gonna follow. There's progress sheets that we create for our students that they follow. So the accountability level is 10x. And when you do go through those,
100%.
temporary storms, you're gonna have some guys that can, support you through that, coach you through that, mentor you through that. And at the end of the day, like I mentioned, it's practical. If you're doing it long enough and you have the support and the accountability to push you past those, temporary storms, you're gonna make it.
100%. Sales is probably the only industry in the world where your earnings are uncapped. And some salespeople make more than their own CEOs sometimes, some cases.
Crazy.
Okay. So Marwan, I want to put it back on you.
Yeah.
A lot of people wonder, how can I get to the next level? And as you know, each level has its own devil. And for you to be able to get to the next level, there's a certain skill sets for you to be able to acquire to get there. So what's your relationship with investing in mentorship?
First of all, you gotta be coachable, man. Like, I don't know any rich guys where they know everything. The guys that actually make money are the guys that like sit in the front room of a classroom to take notes. Not when they were in school, I'm talking about right now. Like, for example, I went to an event. Actually, you were there with us as well. We went to the Dublin event, the YME event. And I remember a moment where I looked at the audience and all the sharpest, richest, most educated people were sitting in the front of the room. And I said, this is not by accident. Like, there are millionaires sitting in the front room, literally paying more attention than the guy who's broke, busted and disgusted, sitting at the back, thinking he's funny, joking around. So coachability, being coachable, it's a skill. What does that mean? Some people are listening to me and they think it's just a fancy word. What's coachability? Coachability is the willingness to apply information as it is. Meaning that if your coach says jump, say how high. Don't ask why am I jumping. Just say how high, jump, right? You won't get it until you get there. You literally won't get the lesson until you pass the lesson. And this is something my brother Abdullah used to teach me a lot. He wouldn't even directly mentor me, bro. He wouldn't even coach me directly. He just put me through a hardship.
Throw you to the deep end.
Yeah, he'd throw me in the deep end. He'll give me some points of guidance and he'd be like, figure it out. But the coachability was like, not just the things that he said, but the things that he did. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I would shadow him and be like, how did he just deal with that problem? How did he just deal with that issue? This client was very, very upset about a certain scenario. How did he make him so happy so fast? So he wouldn't sit down and explain it to me, but I'd watch him, boom, it would tick. Okay, that's coachability. Being aware of the lessons that are around you and going through the process of the lesson. Yeah, and going through the journey to be able to identify what key points or key elements of that journey stood out for you that are takeaways.
That brings an interesting point as well. How do you find the right mentor?
Good question. Well, first of all, there's going to be people that align with, like, for example, me and you, we're both coaches inside the Rizq Rise. There's people that are aligned more to you, and there's people that align more to me. Meaning that it's not necessarily who's right, who's wrong, who's better, who's not. It's that people, they connect in different ways. Do you get what I'm saying? People connect in different ways.
They receive information in a different manner.
Yes, they receive information in a different manner, and they apply it in a different manner as well.
Yeah.
So finding the right mentor, first and foremost, you need to know where you want to go. You have to know that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to know the steps on how you're going to get there. I'm just saying you need to know, okay, I want to go here. I want to get to this point, right? That's point B. I'm in point A. Now, I know the vehicle that Marwan has, which is, his platform, his coaching, his mentorship, whatever it is, can get me there. But for me to go there, I need to change my personality type. I need to, there's so many changes that are going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily feel like that's the best route for me. However, Ayoub's vehicle getting there works out with me better. Why? Because I connect with Ayoub on an emotional level. I understand, like, we grew up the same, so on and so forth. He's been through very similar trials and tribulations. I can relate to those problems. We're looking for a mentor. Try to find someone that has a sense of relatability. Don't get somebody that's outside your zone completely.
Yeah, because it's very easy to find a mentor that made it. Okay, he made some money using that specific industry and skill, but there's probably thousands of mentors in that industry.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you differentiate the mentors and finding the right one?
Yeah, I mean, look, bro, I've picked quite a few wrong mentors, and I went through that experience myself. I believe I wasn't the right mentor all the time either, bro. I believe people thought that I was XYZ, but I wasn't. So yeah, and it's a journey, right? It's a journey. As you're growing, you're learning and you're understanding more about what coaching is really about. But going back to what I was saying, the wrong coaches that I picked and chose, they were the coaches that didn't genuinely believe that I had what it takes to get the outcome. They could only see the right now. There was one or two mentors that I worked with that actually seen the potential from day one. They were like, bro, where you're going, like, I'm behind you, don't pull the brakes. Having a coach and a mentor, the way they believe in you, or if they believe in you, is a big element of the first checkbox you're gonna tick. If this guy doesn't believe in you and doesn't believe he can help you and change your circumstance, what's the point? When the first step is belief, the first step in order for someone to change is I have to believe that it's possible. Now, a mentor is someone that is ahead of you in life in regards to the things he's accomplished. If he doesn't have the belief ladder for you, and he doesn't believe in your ability, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to just believe in yourself. And what's the point in getting a mentor, right? What's the point in getting a coach? For example, Abdullah, for me, I always reference him because honestly, he's one of my main mentors in life. May Allah bless him, right? But Abdullah, even when we started the Rizq Rise, I had to sit down with him, bro. And he looked at Rizq Rise with all the years of experience that he has and all the success that he's been able to accomplish, and he was like, yeah, I believe you guys are going to do this. I can definitely see XYZ happening. You guys are covering this. Like, he's seen the scope. And even though he's not in my industry, bro, he's not in the online space, he's in the traditional space.
Yeah.
But my relationship with him is not just he's my older brother. It's more of a coaching, mentoring brother relationship. Does that make sense? So I really appreciate his advice and his 2 cents. And him saying that without having industry knowledge was like, if he can see that, yalla bina, game over.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things I spoke about right there. But really and truly, bro, find a mentor that will not tell you what you want to hear. He'll tell you what you need to hear.
Yes.
Because if you go purchase a mentorship program and you buy into a mentorship program and he's telling you things that make you feel good when you know you're flopping, you know you ain't doing good, but he's telling you, it's okay, this, that, the other. Don't work with that guy. Let me give you this, bro. Let me give you this. The amount of guys that I've worked with one-to-one, I was so harsh on them and I was hard on them. I'm not gonna ask them to forgive me because it was good for them. Each and every one of these guys today, all of them, bro, they will call me and say, Marwan, Jazakallah khair, bro. Barakallahu feek. It was those tough conversations. It was you pinching that pain and really driving it out of me. Habibi, that's what a mentor does. That's what he does. He literally breaks you and he rebuilds you, bro.
Yeah.
All those bad habits and the misconceptions and this and that and the ill beliefs and the fear and that, he's meant to break all of that and then rebuild you. You get what I'm saying? So it's a process that requires acceptance. Yeah, and if a mentor is tough on you, and this is for the mentees right now, if a mentor is tough on you, own up to it. Yeah, okay, he mentioned these points. I acknowledge them. Number one, I acknowledge these points. Number two, I understand why these things need to change. Number three, I'm going to create a plan now with my mentor on how I can change those things and better myself through those things. A lot of people these days, when you come and you try to coach them, ego kicks in.
Yeah.
Arrogance, ignorance starts looking at you like, why are you telling me what what to do. It's like, akhi, what's the point? Why did you purchase a mentorship program if you're not coachable? The first step is coachability, bro.